Hey yo, what a div, y'all. Let me get right into it. PoE 2 is here. PoE 2 is awesome. It's been a hell of a day, y'all. Well, day, night. And I woke up and I already started playing some more before the servers went down, and I was like, I guess I should go ahead and record this video real quick, just so it's like here and ready to give you guys some of my initial thoughts on the game, which is that it's awesome. This game is definitely worth the wait. Even with the server issues that we went through at the start, it was definitely worth the wait. Huge fan. The combat feels incredible. The zones are gorgeous. The skills are gorgeous. The bosses are like very satisfying, even if I'm killing them a little too fast to fully appreciate some of them. I really appreciate the design of like the actual bosses themselves. I have a couple like small complaints at the moment, but I'm waiting to levy them as huge problems until I've experienced more / checked with more people as far as how I feel about them. But my current stance on the game is overwhelmingly positive, right? Let's run through some aspects here. And as usual, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Yeah. Anyways, now, starting off with the most important thing, combat. Combat feels incredible. It's very responsive, barring like there were some moments where like the server was having problems, but that's just because this game's launch has been massive. If you guys were not aware, there were over 1 million people watching on Twitch. At one point I saw over 500,000 people on Steam playing, and that's not including console players. And honestly, that was like early. I hadn't checked it since the actual servers went up. That was 500 people sitting there waiting in queue, like, or waiting to get in. Like, we were talking a massive game, and that's also only Steam, right? So the game is massive. So server things aside, the combat feels incredible. I do recommend trying WASD movement even on like things that aren't just like the twin stick shooters type of like a crossbow gamer. I found that it felt good. It's been feeling good on Monk. I imagine it's going to feel good on Sork. I imagine it's going to feel good on Witch. Like, I think the WASD movement in general might actually just be the way. It feels fantastic, especially the ability to like use skills while moving and whatnot. Huge fan of that. The general like flow of combat feels really good. The thing where they talked about how like the weapon swapping really does just feel like it is just using the skill. There's no downtime when you're going between weapons. I found this when I was adding in some spells into my build when I picked up some wand with Chaos Bolt, and I was in there just like like in Harry Pottering some bitches down real quick, right? That felt really good to me, and I think that's like a cool part of the early exploration in the game, is just trying out, like, for lack of better words, a random bullshit go type of approach to getting things to go. And then eventually the build starts to come together and the combat starts to feel good, which I'll talk about a little bit more about how my character like progressed and came together later. I just don't want to inundate you with details or like really even like taint your process, because I think that part of the beauty of this combat system is figuring out your flow, right? Like, that's felt like a really big thing for me, is finding a sequence of skills and a button like sequence that I like, and I don't want to ruin that for you, right? On that vein, let's talk a little bit about the bosses as well, because combat with everything else is one thing, and the zone combat does actually feel really good and meaningful. One complaint there, but the bosses, I have no complaints. None. Like, if we wanted to get technical, maybe I could complain about like a boss or two and how the fact that they feel a little overtuned, but first experiences with the boss are not the right time to call for something being overtuned, right? That's when you've done it a couple of times and you've analyzed a couple of data points about it and been like, okay, this is a little ridiculous. The bosses felt great. They are dynamic. They have so many abilities. They've got this nice theming to them. Their animations are so clean. Some of them are extremely pretty. Like, I'm just going to name drop one of them that you will see. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about him. If you see him in the footage, you see him in the footage, is what it is. But like Draven, his animations are so good. The bosses even have mechanics. Even the early ones have like mechanics to them. Like, they've really gone all out on creating a much more fulfilling bossing experience from the ground up, and you can definitely feel it. I am a huge fan of that. Let's see, we've talked about skills, we talked about combat, we've talked about the bossing system. Let's talk a little bit about the gearing changes next, because I think this is one of the areas where I have a small complaint to it, which is that, you know, I do feel a little misled, actually, if I'm being honest, by something that was said in one of the Q&As, where they talked about how they want you to feel like you can, you know, use your crafting currencies as early enough as you need to. And, well, the fact that I'm in the middle of Act 3 and I have only seen a total of 3 Exalted Orbs total is crazy. Like, I didn't get any Exalted Orbs in Act 1. And that was like touted as a thing that they talked about. And I was over leveled in Act 1. Like, I was killing because I was just trying to find the flow, right? Like, I was killing like crazy. And I only ever found my first Exalt in the middle of Act 2. I had found a couple Regals here and there. And that's gonna like start to like hit like one of the bigger problems I've been having is that I feel like I can't really interact with the gear system the way I want to. When I get good upgrades, they are good upgrades, but I feel like the ability to actually use the systems beyond transmutes and augmentations is really, really limited. I feel like the drop rate of either rare items themselves or the currencies that let me modify or turn things into rams, so regals and exalts or regal shards and exalts, I feel like those currencies are too infrequent of in like drop rate to let me like actually do anything with that information, and that's also got me kind of tight. But it's what it is, right? It's something that I've been dealing with. It has not stopped me from progressing. It's just something that I've been keeping an eye on because I would like to actually get some defenses on my fucking character at some point. I've got damage for days, but defensively, I am squishy, and it's just because of my gear. I don't think it's a tree problem. I think it's the gear. But otherwise, like, the system is cool. The rune thing is actually pretty neat. I have heard that casters kind of get shafted on the rune thing, so that's kind of unfortunate, but maybe there's a system for them. I don't really know. I haven't played one, right? Next up on the list is let's talk about the tree and ascendancies, right? Tree first. I like the new tree. I hate the stylized shape of it, but that's just a personal visual gripe. But the removal of life nodes from the tree in mass, like, there's still a couple of them on there, but the fact that it's damage nodes and like defenses, not life, defenses, is very nice. It allows the classes to lean in more to towards their identities and lets the life be carried more by the actual game's other scaling vectors. Like, that's really, really nice. I feel like my tree has felt incredibly impactful. The gold respects have helped a lot as I like figure out what path I want that to take. Big fan so far there. And then into the ascendancies, I mean, obviously I'm in Acolyte Chayula. The start of it does feel really good. It's worth noting, by the way, if you plan on playing Acolyte Chayula, you will not actually feel the damage from your ascendancy as much as you will feel the recovery from it early on. The recovery is what I've been feeling. And I'm feeling pretty happy about that. Or at least talk about Into the Breach. We'll do some tests with some other notes later as I get more of them, right? All of those things down, I believe the only thing left for me to do really is to like get in there and show you what I've got going on a little bit, because I kind of want to do like a live fire explanation of a couple things about my character at the moment, to show you guys what's going on in case you're curious about how the Acolyte Chayula or like the monk itself has been playing, specifically a quarterstaff monk. Anyways, I know that like it's worth noting the distinction between class and weapon type is very important. Class mostly determines ascendancy and stuff. It's starting to put on the tree, but like I could totally just play a minion monk if I wanted to, right? So, you know, I have to bear that in mind more actively as I have these discussions. This is going to take a little bit of time to get used to, all that stuff and things. Anyways, that's gonna do it for I think this rambling section. Let's get into the game real quick. Let me show you. Essentially, because the servers actually came up while I was doing this, so I can show you some stuff. Alrighty, so here we are. You can see here, level 37 Acolyte Chayula monk. We just chilling. As you can see, my resistance is shot to shit. I have a decent bit of evasion. I have no armor. I think I have terrible ES. I have a little bit of life though. That's kind of what we're working off of. This right here, this is Tempest Flurry. This is the skill that I used after Quarterstaff Strike. Genuinely, by the way, Quarterstaff Strike, very strong skill that I used for DPS for a long time. You'll see this DPS is still pretty competitive. 675 compared to 697 from Siphoning Strike, and 746 from Tempest Flurry, 801 for like it's a very competitive skill, but the basic attack is even when unsupported. And that's what's crazy about it. It's unsupported and very competitive. So when it was supported early on, I was using Overpower and Martial Tempo on literally Quarterstaff Strike. as my way to kill stuff early on, especially to reduce the likelihood that I ran into mana problems. And then at, I believe, level 5 gems. Do I have a gem to cut that I can like look at this off of? I don't think I have a gem to cut here with me. Let's go find if I have one real quick. Sorry about that. Start with the introduction of Tempest Flurry at 5. That's when I started to like actually do damage. I just realized I don't have my camera on. Whoopsie daisy. Here we go. We're back in it. With the introduction of Quarterstaff Strike, this is a spirit jump. This is a skill jump. Here we go. With the addition of Tempest Flurry at level 5, this does a lot of damage. It's the multi-striking skill that then also builds up a lot of combo for Tempest spells. So you can just put that on and beat the shit out of things. Couple other skills that are very noteworthy. I clear using Stormwave. I will show you that in a second. I use Siphoning Strike and Killing Palm to build up my charges for what used to be Falling Thunder is now Charge Staff. I still use Glacial Cascade to this day for clear purpose to help out with my clear and to keep things safe. Also because I get bonuses for chilling things. And then I have Vaulting Impact, which I used to use this. I no longer do, but it is very nice. It's worth noting that Vaulting Impact allows you to flip a little bit over enemies because phasing is not a thing, at least on my character at the moment. And so having this for a little while was actually a really nice way to get over things that were in my way, right? Actually, you know, the best way to show you guys this might actually be go to hideout. I don't have a hideout apparently. Hold on. I'll go there later, whatever. We'll just go back inside the area and I'll show you guys the skills that I am playing with again. But the ability to pop these spells up has been really nice. And then I realized I mentioned Charge Staff. I didn't actually tell you what it did. Charge Staff is a skill you get at level 9 that gives you a buff. Where is it at? Here we go. Gives you a buff for added quarterstaff damage. It's a lot of flat, by the way. 1 to 6 per charge. And I have currently only 4. But it's because I'm like working my way around the tree now to start picking up all the rest of them. You'll see all these like Flames of Chayula. The purple ones give us the damage that we want, but you're not really using them for these, to be honest. Like the purples are good, and you're gonna, you know, see these as you go. But getting the mana and life ones, oh my god! When I was fighting the Act 2 boss, not gonna name drop it in case it's not in the footage. I don't want to spoil it for you if you didn't already see it in the footage. But when I was fighting that Act 2 boss, it did something. It was helping me a lot. So you see here, we charge my staff. Look at the stick, by the way. It looks so cool when you have charge staff on, and then it creates those shockwaves that come out. Oh, something I forgot to mention, by the way, when I was talking about the skill system, one of the things I really appreciate is they mentioned it in like in the previews, like, or in the showcase stream, how if you think that something would work, it will. I'm trying to build up the stun on something because this is a great example of it. See that marker on its head? I can stun that mob if I can hit it. If I could hit it, that guy, here we go. Bro, get stunned. Why are you like this? Alright, they're making it hard for me to like show off the skill I actually want to show off here. I wanted to show off Staggering Palm, and it's because this skill is really cool. You get it like at level 3. You get it at the same time you can get Bell. And so I took Bell first because I'm a big fan of Bell. There we go. I got the buff. Now you see those projectiles? Look at the projectiles. That's with Scatter Shot support. Scatter Shot support works on it because it's counted as a projectile. The things actually do work as, you know, just literally it shows it and says, hey, you can put projectiles on this skill. Try it out. And it feels really funny, really fucking cool. Also, weirdly enough, it has like the attack cast speed penalty doesn't exist here, but the damage penalty does. But like, who cares? It just helps like layer the map with stuff. Anyways, that's roughly all I wanted to show you guys. I just wanted to kind of show you guys how the flow goes. And you guys have been, or at least talk a little bit about what the actual current setup is, because you'll be seeing the actual play style from like me, the clips of me, like the leading bosses and whatnot. You can see this right here, dropping Bell on its head. Send it to God. Rebuild my stacks, and then we just keep it pushing, right? Anyways, that's it for me. This is how I've been pausing the game. I just pull up the fucking like map menu, which, by the way, if you didn't know, you can see on the map what bosses you need to kill. Oh, I have a boss for skill points to go kill. Yo, we're gonna go hunt that motherfucker down. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys are having a great fucking time. Let me know in the comments actually what you guys have been playing. I'm just curious to know what you've been testing out, how far you've gotten, as well as if you like it or not, because I know quite a few who have tried things and didn't like it and re-rolled, and I'm just interested in amalgamating a lot of information in this variety so that I know what I need to test and get my hands on. Also, you might be thinking, wait a minute, you're Acolyte of Chayula. Why didn't you talk about the Trials of the Sekima? That's going to be a separate video, and I have some separate thoughts about that I like want to analyze a little bit closer into there, but also potentially after I've done it a second time, hopefully by the time that comes around, because I want to get my thoughts more clear in that regard. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.